Quality Assured Films does not condone the misuse of internet reviews. We realize no one is perfect. The opinions of John and Mike should be taken lightly prior to the viewing of any movie. Enjoy the show.
Quality Assured Films.
Live from sunny Hollywood, California.
Not really.
It's the 75th annual Quality Assured Films end-of-year wrap-up. And now, please give a warm welcome to your hosts for this evening, John and Mike.
The next category of 2017 films is documentaries.
And we never recovered.
And this documentary here changed my life, as it may have changed quite a lot of people's lives out there watching this right now.
Wow.
Yes, and that film is What the Health on Netflix.
The diabetes, the arthritis, the heart disease, the dementia, the obesity, the cancers are affecting about 70% of deaths.
We have an epidemic cascade of debilitating disease that's overcoming the country.
18% of children are morbidly obese right now. We're on par to have 1 in 3 people be diabetic in the next 25 years. That's crazy statistics.
And this documentary went into the whole meat industry. It went into the poultry, all that shit, and it kind of exposed some things I already knew about, you know, the slaughterhouses and stuff like that. But it really dove into the fucking health concerns of being a meat eater.
Large amounts of these substances have unquestionably been associated with clogged arteries, high blood pressure, diabetes, autoimmune diseases. Absolutely, the science is solid.
We're talking life and death.
Thanks to that film, I am a vegetarian now for almost a year and a half, my friend.
Wow, congrats.
Yes. It was really entertaining, and the way the guy does it too, it's kind of funny because he comes at it from a point of view of, like, rather than shoving facts down your throat and trying to make you learn, he goes like, well, wait, I thought that the American Heart Association would have recipes on their website that promote heart health. But why do they have these meat products that do this and that? Like, he really comes at it from a point of view that you're kind of going with him on this journey to understand why the fuck all these places, the American Cancer Association, why they would put this stuff in front of our faces to eat, despite the fact that it's killing us. So, fantastic film. Highly recommend it.
Very bold claims, John.
Amazing. What the Health. Approved.
Quality approved.
Our next 3 films were documentaries that I saw over this past year, each of them on different topics. So the first one was Ken Burns' Vietnam, which was a multi-part series on PBS.
I think the Vietnam War drove a stake right into the heart of America. Unfortunately, we've never moved really far away from that, and we never recovered.
Although it's not a lighthearted topic by any means, it's a very challenging series to watch. But as someone who felt that they had a pretty good grasp of the history of that conflict, as much as I thought I knew, I was completely surprised. I learned so much watching this. It goes back to even the end of the Second World War and tells you the entire... almost the entire modern history of the country, which set the stage for the actual war.
There was no way we could avoid telling this story. Wars are so extraordinarily revealing, obviously, of the worst of humanity, but as it turns out, also the best of humanity.
Behind the scenes, all the players, all the conflicts, you know, interviews with both Viet Cong and U.S. soldiers, CIA, military. It goes into private tapes of President Kennedy.
What?
It was insane.
Wow.
It was so good. I highly recommend it. It will take you to some dark places, so you have to kind of be in a mood.
Yeah.
But as a document of history, it is so engrossing. So I approve Ken Burns' Vietnam.
I think the country's ready to have the conversation we've never had about the war, which we really need to have.
This film is not an answer, but a set of questions about what happened.
Quality approved.
Next one was a documentary that followed a German artist. His name was Rauch. I think I'm saying that right, hopefully. And he paints really large canvases. He was a child during the Soviet era of the of East Germany.
Das ist immer wieder so ein schönes Erleben, sich selbst als Schöpfer wahrzunehmen, als wirklich ein Hervorbringer von Charakteren.
Most of his subjects are working class people during that time, and it profoundly affected his development and his mindset. And so it takes you through both his routine in the studio, which I found super interesting as a fellow artist. A lot of it is him talking about the dedication that it takes. I mean, it's all in German, so take that as you will.
Subtitled.
I watched it on the plane on the way to Germany.
Oh, wow.
So I wanted to like watch something that would kind of get me in the mood for that culture.
Wer bin ich denn, wenn ich nicht male? Das geht doch auch nicht.
He talks about the dedication that it takes to get up every day and like almost force yourself to work. And it shows him like working on this amazing painting, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, no, fuck this is fucked up, like I need to fix this. And it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating. And they show him going to galleries, going to openings, talking with critics, talking with dealers, like what it takes to put on an art show. So if you ever wanted a little bit of insight into that world, highly recommend checking this out. It's called Rauch, Gefährten and Burling something. So I don't know what the fuck that means, but if you could find it, here's a picture of it.
And the translation would be, if I'm not mistaken, quality approved.
Quality approved.
Ich bin Berliner. Our next one is called Abstract, and this is also a multi-part documentary series on Netflix.
Oh.
Each episode covers a different artist and different industries.
What's important is the story, the message, the feeling, the connection. It's design.
There's an episode on the guy that designed the Air Jordan and every version of the Air Jordan. There's an episode, a woman that's a very famous stage designer, an art installation designer. There's an episode that covers an artist that does a lot of covers for the New Yorker magazine, and it even goes to what it takes to design a car for Chevy and the process that goes to, and every member of the team that's involved in that process is really interesting.
What can I make next? That drive never goes away.
Because every episode is a new topic, you get just enough information to kind of whet your palate, and you can go do more research on your own, and the next episode is completely new. So it always kept my interest, and I think it was a great series for like a rainy day or something if you just need a little bite-sized documentary series. So Abstract by Netflix, you're approved.
Quality approved.
The 75th annual Quality Assured Films end-of-year wrap-up is sponsored by Vegeta, Prince of All Saiyans.
You got that right! Kakarot! Oh wait, you're not Kakarot! Where am I right now? Quality Assured Films, internet reviewers. More like internet losers. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the 75th annual Quality Assured Films end-of-year wrap-up with John and Mike.
The final category of the night before our lightning round is drama or dramedy.
Could you give us some things, please?
And the first film we'll be talking about is The Big Sick.
Oh!
Which was the true story of Kumail Nanjiani, the comedian, and his now wife, and how they met and had a very harrowing first few months of their relationship.
Yes.
This was fun.
Wait, we haven't had sex again yet.
I'm just not that kind of girl. I only have sex once on the first date. I'm just gonna call an Uber.
Your driver will be ready as soon as he puts on his pants.
First of all, I love him. He's hilarious in, what's that show on HBO? Silicon Valley.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I love him on Twitter, too. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even fathom for a second the idea that you have to marry somebody that your family approves of, and it's like this whole process.
Oh, yeah, arranged marriage. And
yeah.
I like getting to see the insight into that culture through his eyes.
I have to tell you something, babe. I've been dating this girl. She's white. A white girl? Hey, you can't look like you and yell white girl. It's okay. We hate terrorists.
I wonder who that could be.
I'm guessing it's a young, single Pakistani woman.
This is Zubeda.
For your files, your X-Files, that's your favorite show, huh? The truth is out there.
I think this movie got characterized as like a rom-com, but it's not really. It's not even really a comedy. Like, there is a lot of humor in it, but it is not. It is very dramatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you judging Pakistan's next top model?
You know how we have arranged marriage in my culture?
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Can you imagine a world in which we end up together?
I don't know. I'm looking for Emily Gardner. She was checked in tonight.
There's an infection. We put her in a medically induced coma.
I really liked Holly Hunter in it. I really liked Ray Romano. They played
the
his,
parents?
Yes, her parents.
So, 9/11. I've always wanted to have a conversation with people.
You've never talked to people about 9/11?
They had great chemistry together. It must have been weird casting yourself in a movie.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're not playing the character. And Michael Showalter directed this. A member of Stella and Wet Hot American Summer.
Yes.
So I think he got to show his chops, branch out a little bit as a director. And here it is, nominated for an Academy Award. So I'm also happy that the struggle that they went through has been rewarded in such a big way. So I'm really happy for them. I hope they win. As something that I would normally not see, I actually can't recommend it highly enough. It's on Amazon Prime now, I think. HBO maybe. So check it out if you haven't seen it yet. The Big Sick, you're approved.
I think I screwed up with your daughter.
Yeah, you did.
Let me give you some advice, Kumail. Love isn't easy. That's why they call it love.
I don't really get that.
I know. I thought I could just start saying something and something smart would come out.
Quality approved.
Up next on our review of dramedies or dramas is the latest from, what's his name? Darren
Aronofsky.
Oh, it scared me.
Please, come in. Hello.
Hello. He's a stranger. We're just gonna let him sleep in our house. Hello. Did you know he had a wife? I want to thank you for your hospitality.
Let me tell you something. What's that first film he made with Jennifer Connelly?
Oh, Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream was fan-fucking-tastic. This movie, the way it was marketed to me was that it's a thriller, if you will, where, what's her name from Passengers?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, she's, bombarded by these weird visitors and she doesn't know what's happening. But as I sat there and I watched the film and it starts unfolding, you have no fucking clue what's going on. And all this bizarre shit is happening, and then the movie just completely comes to this insane fucking climax where you see what you've never wanted to see in your life! And that's a fucking infant being like crowd surfed across a group of people, and its head, you just hear a snap as its neck breaks. Yeah, this movie was fucked up. And
wow!
Spoiler alert!
Oh my
Turns out the movie was about, I guess, the Bible, and it was an adaptation of the Bible, and she was Mother Earth.
It was an allegory.
Yeah. Tell me that ahead of time, motherfucker, and I will accept it, and I will embrace it, and I will watch the film with that in mind. But other than that, you're just like confused. What the fuck is happening?
These people. Who are they?
They've come here to see me.
You give and you give and you give. It's just never enough.
What do they want?
They're waiting.
Waiting for what?
I walked out of there, I was like, yo, come on, man. I would have embraced it differently. So I say this with a heavy heart, Darren Aronofsky. I gotta fucking deny Mother! Exclamation point.
Quality denied.
The last movie in our drama or dramedy category is The Florida Project. Or as I would like to call it, children annoying Willem Dafoe for 90 minutes. You know what I'm talking about, Willem.
Okay, I warned you. One drip and you're out.
Oh, come on!
Out now.
It's gonna melt outside.
It's melting inside, too.
But Bobby...
Out.
Thank you very much.
You're not welcome!
Here's what I liked about The Florida Project. It felt like a documentary.
Yeah.
And so I was very impressed by how real it was. So I'm not really sure on what level people were acting or if they just showed up somewhere. I mean, it looks like the crew showed up and started filming. That is really impressive to me because I know that, that can't really be the case.
Yeah.
But kudos to everyone, even, people who, I assume this is probably their first role.
The man who lives in here gets arrested a lot. These are the rooms we're not supposed to go in. But let's go anyway.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly what it was. He cast people that were unknowns, that had never really been in anything big. And you're right, that you feel that as you're watching it.
Yeah,
It feels...
I mean, it was like I was a voyeur. It was like I was looking through this window into these people's horrible lives.
So bad.
And it was really depressing, and yet everything was shot in Technicolor.
Yeah.
And so there were some really beautiful shots in this movie.
The premise is around this little girl named Mooney who literally lives about, a couple miles away from the Magic Kingdom, Disneyland.
Yeah.
And she lives in a shitty hotel room run
Disney
by...
World.
Or Disney World. Oh. Sorry.
Wow.
I'll leave.
Hey, Lee, got a situation here. Open up. It's only second week of the summer and there's already been a dead fish in the pool.
We're trying to get it back alive.
Water balloons thrown at tourists.
Boobies! Boobies!
I failed as a mother, Moni.
Yeah, Mom, you're a disgrace.
Her mother's kind of like, she's a scammer. She's living in a hotel. She's trying to get by, make money any way she can, selling fucking whatever she can. And I love glimpses of that shit. The best part about it was the kids, because these kids are just free to do whatever the fuck they want. They're running around causing mayhem. They're fucking burning down buildings by accident. And all the time, Willem Dafoe's just like, oh, come on, guys, knock it off.
I mean, he's like the one person who's actually kind of trying to hold it together, but he's so overwhelmed by all of his responsibilities. There's like no way out. These people are beyond help that he's able to provide. And so that's kind of where his character's tension comes in, is you really feel that he wants to help these people and give them a leg up, but they're just so underprivileged.
Yeah.
New job?
Yeah.
If you're working, who's looking after Mommy?
You're not my father.
I don't want to be your father.
You can't treat me like
That final scene, which, I mean, I know we disagree on this, but there's a final scene where...
That totally took me out of the movie.
well, shit's going down. Like, the mother's getting arrested. This is it. Like, she's finally been caught. The little girl's about to be taken into a home, and she just fucking leaves. She bolts. She runs to her friend's house and, like, knocks on the door and just starts crying. Like, the hardest cry I've ever seen on film.
That's true. I was very impressed. I mean, same way I was saying about the acting, where it's like, it feels real. I mean, that's one of the most real breakdowns I've ever seen, and it was from like a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
So impressive. I mean, I felt really bad.
You're my best friend, and this may be the only time I'm going to see you again. What's going on?
The girl just takes her hand, the crying girl takes her hand and runs. And they just run. And it's like this weird shot of just the two of them running. You see where they're going. They run into Magic Kingdom. They run right up to the fucking castle, and it just cuts to credits. And I don't know. Like, this is the last moment the two of them are ever going to see each other. She's going off to live a different life. And it's something about that fucking scene, man. You're so close to Disney World this whole time, and it's just right out of your grasp. And then this moment together. I don't know. I fucking lost it. I've never cried so hard in a movie before, man. And it goes back to what I was saying about it. I love to see, like, just the innocence of kids trying to fucking make it in the world. Because I remember how that felt. Mm. And to see the struggle, and they're kind of oblivious to it, too, which is even more sad. So, I approve fucking the Florida Project. I approve it beyond approval. What about you?
I don't know. Wow. We just did 20 of these, and I forgot I had to make a ruling on it. I guess I approve it. Although I no longer support Quentin Tarantino, he did coin for me the phrase of a hangout movie, where you immerse yourself in you're not watching a movie for the plot necessarily, but you're immersing yourself in the world, and you're spending time with the characters. And I think this movie perfectly encapsulates that idea.
Yep.
I think it's worth seeing to peer into the life of someone that is struggling so hard to keep their head above water, and it has some really great cinematography and truly technicolor shots. I think it's worth it for like a social study aspect. Don't go into this expecting like some kind of engaging plot, because you're not going to find it. And the ending took me out of it a little bit, but I approve it ultimately.
See, I took you on a safari. Whoa. Let's go, come on.
Quality approved.
Quality assured films.
Thank you for watching the 75th Annual Quality Assured Films End of Year Wrap-Up, Part 3. We'll be back.